Welcome back to Harriet's Florida Kitchen. I'm Harriet. That's my kitchen. We're in Florida. Now, I'm going to tell you something that you'll almost never hear me say. But I had some Spanish, well, I'll start over. In Monteagle, Tennessee this summer, I went to a cooking class by Ellen Fort, who used to be an editor of a Saveur. I never can say that right, so just forgive me. Saveur magazine. She's a wonderful cook. And one summer, she was in Andalucia, again, not sure whether you say Andalucia or Andalucia, but she was there, and she was there in college, and her host family, the mother of her host family, made this particular gazpacho as their regular thing that they made, and she brought it home, and then she taught us how to make it this summer, which I will show you how to make. But here's the thing, for years I have been making this great gazpacho, and a lot of people make gazpacho, and I personally think it's usually kind of flat. They throw in a bunch of vegetables, they think that makes it just fine, and it's really usually kind of dull. Mine was never dull, it was fabulous. Whether I made it chunky or whether I made it fine, and it had a million things in it, it was just delicious, and I still really love it. And then there's one other one that I really like, that's a restaurant in Tampa called Booyah, but we'll let that go. This is the best one, I think, that suddenly Ellen made this summer, and I thought, oh my gosh, it is better than mine. I mean, mark the calendar. You'll never hear me say that again. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to do it. It's the best. It's the easiest thing to make in summer, and it could take you as little as 15 minutes. It could take you, if you make a lot of mistakes, like I do often. You know, this is the show that screws up, so you don't have to. It could take you as long as 30. But it shouldn't. It should be 15. Okay, we'll get started. Right, so I core 3 pounds of tomatoes and chop them up. And I'm not going to bore you by doing all that in front of you, but that is what is about to happen. Okay, done all that. Notice they're muy chunky. Let's get into the Spanish of it, don't you think? So they're muy chunky. They don't have to be fine at all, but just enough so that you can put them in the food processor and that they will grind up pretty evenly. And so I'm putting in 1 red pepper. You have sort of the option of a green pepper, but you know, I don't like green peppers. So I'm using the red pepper, and I'm gonna chop that up too. All right, just about done with that. Again, very chunky, no big deal. Just has to go into the food processor so that it kind of does it evenly. Now next, I'm going to peel the cucumber with one of these easy peely peelers. And again, I won't bore you with the whole thing. Now, this is pretty easy. I just cut it down the middle, cut it into another quarter. And there are a couple of ways that you can get rid of the seeds. As I've shown you on the white gazpacho recipe, you can either do it with a lemon baller, with a melon baller, sort of like that. Very, very, very easy. Or you can cut it like that, sort of across, just right through, pick it up like that, very easy. But you know what, I think the melon baller is a little easier, so I'm going to stick with that. Now the garlic is very easy, as usual. You just mash it with a knife on the side and throw away the papery outsides. And in this case, you really don't have to do too much to it. It doesn't say to, but I just feel like it's going to cut up more evenly in the food processor if I chop it just a little bit. But I'm going to put it in first so that it gets ground up before anything else does, so that it's good and fine. Okay, now we're moving to the food processor station in the show kitchen. Okay, first thing to go in is going to be the garlic. Okay. Next, we're going to put in everything else. So, here go the cucumbers, peppers, tomatoes, some of it on the floor. I promise I won't put it in, even if I do have a clean floor. Okay. All right, I know Julia Child would, of course. All right, here's this. Put that in. There we go. Let's stop that. Next, I'm going to put in the teaspoon of kosher salt. that it would help to take the lid out, wouldn't it? That's good. Okay, then we're going to put in 2 tablespoons. I'm not going to take a chance on this one. Okay, we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of sherry vinegar, my favorite. Okay. Right. Now, it is coming out the back. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some of it out because I have to put in a cup of olive oil. Oh, that's not going to have enough room, even though it's a really big processor. Oh, looks kind of nasty back there. All right, I'm going to take out at least a cup and a half. It's kind of already going over, so putting in, I think I better take out 2 cups. Okay. And it's just going to make it, even though it didn't get totally as pureed as one might like, I like it with a little texture. So here we go. Now, we're going to just like making mayonnaise, only we're not going to, it's not really going to emulsify. And that should do it. I think what I'm going to do is pour that into a pitcher, and then I'm going to go ahead and puree the other part that I took out. Okay, after including the extra bit that didn't fit in when we were putting in the olive oil, and the reason I thought I better puree a little bit more, even though I love the texture, is because it actually calls for straining it. I think that's the way they really do it in Spain. But I do like it kind of chunky, and when you strain it, it just takes forever. And plus, I don't know, it feels a little thin. But the olive oil, when you pour it in slowly like that, does kind of do a little emulsification. So it makes it feel kind of fluffier and tastier. So I'm going to pour some of this into here. Oh, it looks really, really, really good. Look how pretty and kind of pink it is. And I'm going to, scissors, I'm going to cut up some chive to go into the top because it just makes it look even more wonderful. And you can see how pretty that is. And now to taste it. Mm-hmm. It's wonderful. It's so tomatoey. I can't believe it's better than the one I've made all these years, but I swear it is. Mm. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, that's all there is to it. It basically took me 30 minutes in real time, and that was with some mistakes. So I think you could do this in 15 minutes if you really sort of got it down. Well, you could pop the tomatoes into boiling water for 10 seconds, pull them out, and then quickly peel them if you wanted to. Or you could put the whole thing through a strainer, which is what Ellen did. I just like it this way. I think I really like a little texture, and I recommend that you do too. So thank you so much for watching Harriet's Florida Kitchen. I hope you enjoy making your own summer gazpacho. Bye.